12s. In this video clip I'm going to discuss our major keys. So I already wrote everything on the board, and first of all I'm just going to quickly revise how we work out which key has got which key signature. But before I do this, I just want to tell you and remind you that theory is practical. So often when people teach theory, they don't connect it to the practical side of it. So you basically just memorize these things like, you know, like a monkey or like a parrot. So you know your Father Charles goes down and ends battle. But I want to ask you, have you ever thought about it? Have you ever sat in front of a piano and actually played the notes and see, oh, okay, that's actually why we need to add the sharps or add the flats. So I'm going to maybe just quickly do that for you. So I want you to follow the notes on the piano over here. I'm going to play C major. You all know C major, okay? So here goes. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, you can hear that is a major key. But now let's start on another random note. Okay, let's take something like E. Let's start the scale on E and let's just play the white notes and see what happens. Okay, so if I start on E and I just play all the white notes, it's going to sound like this. And you will agree with me that it doesn't sound like a major, okay? So to give it that major sound, we actually need to add sharp. So I started on E, you know that E major's got 4 sharp. So now, without even thinking, F sharp, C sharp, without even thinking that, I'm just going to play on the piano and see what happens, okay? So I'm going to play E. There's a mistake, okay? So now wait, let's try again. So it's E. Oh, that sounds better. That's an F sharp. No, that doesn't sound right, okay? So let's try something else. So it's E, F sharp. Ah, that sounds better. And then A, B, C. Ooh, no wait, we need to change something there. Ah, C sharp. No, sounds wrong. D sharp, E. Okay, so now I'm just going to play it again, and then it's going to sound like a major scale. So it's E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. Okay, so I want you to actually make it practical, because all of a sudden you click, oh, this is why we actually have this rhyme. The rhyme is just there to help us when we're not at our instrument to work it out, and that we don't need to work it out every single time when we are at our instrument. Okay, so let's just quickly have a look at the major keys with sharps as key signature. Okay, so I wrote out our Father Charles rhyme here, like you can see, and something that I did not write there is that C major doesn't have anything. Okay, so C major is, or anything with a C, is a drama queen, and I'm going to explain this just now. Okay, so C major, just a chill scale, no sharps, no flats. Okay, so C major doesn't have any sharps or flats, and then we get G major, and remember, for the moment I'm just working with keys that's got sharps as key signature. And whenever we count and work out the number of sharps, we count and we start from left to right. Okay, so G major has got 1 sharp, and that is F sharp. D major has got 2 sharps. Remember what I said, we start from left to right, okay? So it's going to have an F sharp and a C sharp. A major has got 3 sharps, okay, starting from the left. F sharp, C sharp, G sharp. Then we get to B major, it's got 5 sharps, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we get to F sharp major, 6 sharps. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that is how you work it out. And it's not just some random person that decided one day, I like this Father Charles rhyme. Let's just put some sharps and whatever there. No, the symmetry in music is really amazing. So if you actually work out the intervals between each of these keys, you'll see that they are perfect fifths apart. So in other words, from F to C, from C to G, from G to D, from D to A. Okay, they're all perfect fifths apart. Okay, and then when it gets to keys with flats as key signature, we use the same rhyme, and we start this time round from this side. Okay, so the flats are a bit more confusing, but I'm sure by now you understand how the rhyme works, but I'm revising in anyway. So F major has got 1 flat, and that is B flat. B flat major has got 2 flats, B flat plus an E flat. Okay, can you see I'm counting from this side? D flat major has got 5 flats, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat plus a G flat. Then we get to C flat major, and C flat major has got 7 flats. Okay, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, C flat, and F flat. And you'll remember that I said, C is the drama queen. It either has got nothing or it's got everything. Okay, so C major, no sharps, no flats. Okay, C sharp major, on the other hand, only consists of sharps. And then C flat major only consists of flats. Okay, so that's why I said it's really the drama queen when it gets to the key signatures. Then, just in terms of actually writing the key signatures on the various, in the various clefs, I'm not going to revise the sharps in the treble clef. Okay, you can see and you should know, I'm sure that you just write out your rhyme, but you always start on the top line, okay, on the F line, and then so it's Father Charles goes down and ends battle. Okay, so that is where the sharps are placed, and I always tell my students that this is what you do. It's zig, zag, zig, zig, zag. Okay, I know it sounds crazy, but it helps that you actually put it at the right places. Okay, so after D sharp, the A sharp is going to be there, for the simple reason, if you're going to go up, it's going to look like that. And you and I know that a key signature definitely doesn't look like that. Okay, so that's just about the placement. And then if you look at the bass clef, everything literally just moves one line and one space down in comparison to the treble clef. And when you get to the alto clef, you'll remember when I revised that, I said that an easy way is just to think everything one step down, and that you can see over here. So, you know, one step down each time. However, we have one exception, and that is in the tenor clef. Okay, so when we look at the tenor clef, the F sharp is over there. Okay, the F sharp isn't going to be above the staff. Okay, and because we start over there, it's really just going to move zigzag, zigzag, zig. Okay, so please just be mindful of that. So the other three clefs, the actual positioning is the same, but the tenor clef is slightly different. Okay, when it gets to the flats, I just wrote the bass clef there first, but I'll start with the treble clef. So we start from the B flat. Okay, so exactly in this order, we have the B flat, the E flat, the A flat, the D flat, blah blah blah. Okay, and then we just move it up or down depending on the clef. There aren't any exceptions like in the case of sharps. And then just one last thing that I maybe want to mention, something that that you guys sometimes get wrong. You're not always sure, you know, which key has got a sharp or a flat in the name. Okay, so let's just quickly have a look at keys with sharps as key signature. Your keys with sharps as key signature never have a sharp in the name. Okay, but there are two exceptions. Okay, to any rule there are always exceptions. So we talk about C major, G major, D major, A major, up until B major. And when we go to F sharp major, there's a sharp in the name. Okay, so it's F sharp major, C sharp major. When it gets to keys with flats, there's always a flat in the name, except F major. Okay, so B flat major, E flat major. There's a huge difference between saying E flat major and E major. Okay, so all the keys with flats has got a flat in the name except for F major. Okay, good. What we're going to do now is we're just quickly going to revise the relative minors of the major keys. So I just want to quickly make some space here on the board. Okay, so each major key has got a relative minor key, which means it shares the same key signature as the major. So how we work it out, if we look at our piano, we always count 3 semitones to the left from the major. So if we take, for example, C major, its relative minor is A minor. Okay, so I count 3 semitones to the left. So from C to B is 1 semitone, from B to B flat is 1 semitone, and then from the B flat to the A is another semitone. Okay, so remember that if we look at the C major, so we have C major here, we're going to count 3 semitones to the left to get us to our relative minor, which is A minor. And I want you to use this as a sort of a beacon, okay? Because I know you're under pressure in the exam, and all of a sudden you forget, you know, how does it work? Should I count left? Should I count right? So just memorize your C major, A minor example. And if you really go blank, you can just look at it and get your bearings, and then you'll be fine. Okay, so let's take another example. Let's take D major. Okay, it's 3 semitones to the left, so it's from D to the C sharp to the C to the B. So D major's relative minor is B minor. And what I want you to see at this point is that okay, that there's always one white letter name, one letter name between the major and its relative minor. So between the C and the A, you've got one white key. Between the D and the B, you've got one white key. And the reason why I'm saying this is, sorry, say for example you're looking at a key like E major. So let's quickly work out 3 semitones to the left. Okay, so it's E to D sharp to D, D sharp to C sharp. So now the question is the relative minor going to be C sharp minor, or is it going to be D flat minor? And I trust by now that you know that, and I already said this, that the major and its relative minor has got its key signature in common. Okay, so if you have a major key signature with sharps, then it means its relative minor key also needs to have the same sharps. Okay, if the major's got flats, the relative minor's got flats. So if you look at this, from E to C sharp, you can see I have one white key in between it. So between the major and its relative minor, there will always be one white letter name between them, and that will just help you to not get confused. And that is our majors and relative minors. And in my next video clip, I will be discussing transposing instruments. Okay, good, that is it.